Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record weekly review special for week 17 in the second year of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week I'm back above 2,000 at 2,157 points. Still over 500 shy of my record week though. The current virtual best, rose by just 6 points to 3,122. The all-time virtual best also rising by the same 6 points to 5,308. Looking at the 10 games individually, Kenshi back and active again this week, 16 points. Rough week. I was actually looking to go pick up some points. I was trying to go out and recruit some new members and met a very tragic ending. I can tell you that there will be some casualties as I've done some work off camera since the end of the episode on that one. Not everybody will come out alive, but I am back and safe to my base post conclusion of that episode. But big things beat the crap out of us. Was not good. Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2019. We are in the March Madness tournament right now at the end of the episode. 445 points scored in that one. It's 40 points shy of our record though, and to get there, to beat that this season, with the season not quite done yet, not going to be easy. If I win the next game, I get 5 points for the win. I get 15 points for getting into that next round of the tournament, so that's 20. That's still 20 short. From there, if I win the next round, well, that's 5 points for a win. And that time, it's going to be 25 points getting to the next round. So that would be 30 more points. So I've got to get to 2 rounds further than where I'm at right now to set a new record score. Otherwise, 1 win or no wins the rest of the way will not surpass that record. It's a decent total right now, but the overall season record wasn't that great. But heading into next season, it's looking good. Draft Day Sports College Football, we're still sitting on 2 wins. We started the season with 2 straight wins. We've lost 4 straight, but 3 road games. One of them super close. One of them was close until the 4th quarter, and then 1 blowout. It's still a much better performance than this team was capable of last season, where every game was a blowout loss and only a couple close games with a single win all season. So I think we'll have more wins before the end of the season. We're halfway through the season, 6 games left to play. Should have 1 or 2 more wins. I'm hoping for 4 overall for the season. So that would put us at 100, which will be well short of the record. But hey, it's building a program from the ground up with terrible coaching and recruiting and low prestige. It takes a while, but so far I haven't recruited anyone yet this season, so I have 0 commits. But where we're going, I think I've got the potential to get the best recruiting class that I've had by far, and actually a pretty dang good recruiting class overall, which should, like it's already done this season, show up in some more wins going forward. Motorsport Manager now over 100 at 105. 10 points earned, big one, and that was even with a crash to Max Verstappen that otherwise would have had us scoring another 6 points or so. So getting better, getting there all the time, and that's without crazy weather or anything like that to make it happen. I am more competitive. I'm finding the niche that that makes us tick, that makes us work, that builds something up. So it's 105 constructors championship points earned on the season, and we've got more than half the season left to go. By the way, I don't know if you're hearing the crying, but you might be. If you are, there are toddlers downstairs. My wife and I have officially opened our in-home daycare, and so it's active, it's going, and there will be some occasional noise. When I've got some extra money to spend, I'm going to get some soundproofing to put. It's actually down below me, so that soundproofing will go on the ceiling. But anyway, for now, if you hear it, that's what that is. Moving on. So, on to Pro Cycling Manager. First, career mode. We're at 69 points now. We are getting so close to that record total from the first 2 seasons. because the first 2 seasons were in Continental. Now we're in Pro Continental. We've already had a single World Tour race, and you pick up much better points. I've only won 2. I only had 2 victories on the year. So my win totals are way down, but I lead the Continental rankings. I am 18th in the Super Prestige around the world because I'm consistently getting top 10s, top 5s. I'm competitive, where a lot of other Continental teams are not getting a lot of wins, but I'm competitive, and it is amounting to a good total. It's still only March in the game, so got a long ways to go in the season, and a decent points total already. Pro Cyclist mode, we're now halfway to 900, 450 right now, and that is only with the Giro d'Italia, the first of 3 Grand Tours in the book. I'm just about halfway through the season, so 1,000 is going to be challenging, but with only one of 3 Grand Tours in the books, and those being the bulk of the points and the biggest points total going to the Tour de France, and that's next up on the Grand Tours. I like my chances of hitting 1,000 points this season. A little bit disappointing, though, that if you haven't watched it yet, spoiler alert coming, hit mute real quick. Okay, I did not win the Giro d'Italia. Very disappointing. Very sad. I took 2nd place by mere seconds, about a dozen of them. So close. So close, but just couldn't pull it off. Big part of that was my fitness peak was gone, and I just didn't have a very strong team there to support me. And so I was left alone at the end of a lot of stages without a fitness peak, so I didn't have any bonuses. Other guys were, and everyone treated me as a favorite, even though I was never leading the race. So I'd be in a group of 10, and I'd have 9 riders collectively attack me. If I would attack them, I'd have 9 riders work together to pull me back. So I never got into that situation, except for on a single stage, where I was able to ride them off my wheel and pull away and take some time out of them. So in the end, they worked well. They did the job. They beat me up, and I took 2nd. Still worth a lot of points, though. Football Manager 2019, the part-timer that was active this week, I pick up 6 more points. That was with a win and a few draws. Tough schedule, but I'm actually in a good place because the other top teams, they're struggling as well. And for me, I am right there at the point in the season where the toughest teams, I'm done. I'm done with the toughest teams for the most part. So once I get through a couple challenging games, if I can emerge out of that with 3 or 4 points, we might even go on and win the title, let alone just get promoted. So season's looking really good. 439 points there, and a promotion would be absolutely amazing because it would step our points up a lot. NBA 2K19, inactive. Dirt Rally 2.0. Oh my goodness, don't get me started. I'm not even gonna talk about that one right now. F1 2018 career mode. That was actually inactive as well this week. So, oh gosh, I gotta go back and talk about Dirt Rally. First, I recalibrated the scores. Now that I've had the game's been out a while and I see how everything works, I recalibrated one portion of the scoring, which was crew members. So basically, I counted the total pips, the total upgrades available to every crew member, from your co-driver to your chief engineer to all your regular engineers. What is the total number of pips available? Recalculated that out to how that could fit into making 1,000 points. That actually lowered my score a little bit, even though I had purchased a new crew member. I had it at a way that would have put me at 12 or 1,300 points if I maxed everything out. So, recalculation. I Did not go back to recalculate previous scores, though. Too complicated, didn't record enough information. I'd have to rewatch all those videos, so I left that score as it was. That record score of 226 wouldn't actually be 226 now, but it would still be higher than what I have now because I just finished the season with 0 points, last place in the standings. So this was Rallycross, part of season number 2. So I'm doing rally and then rallycross and then rally and then rallycross, back to back, and then counting that as a year, as a season. So I've had 2 years of rally. I've had 2 years of rallycross now. That's the end of season 2. We're going to start season 3, heading back to rally soon. But the rallycross portion of the season, I was in the cross cart, which is a small buggy-like vehicle. It's all just roll cage. Not much of a body otherwise, if you've never seen the cross cart. It's super small, super lightweight, smaller engine, but because it's so lightweight and it's a racing engine under there, it is ridiculously fast in acceleration. It has insane acceleration, but it's super lightweight. So, wheels spin fast, car is light. That is a recipe for a rear end that is super unstable. Just crazy instability in the rear end. And in rallycross, you're going from dirt terrain to gravel to tarmac to varying surfaces, changing elevations, tight apexes, fast corners, long, slow corners. I mean, it throws out everything at you but ice. And with the instability in that car, certain surfaces the rear end will snap out at you in an instant. Other surfaces provide decent stability. So on the tarmac, you can go fast and you could push it. And I gain a lot of time on the tarmac compared to the other cars. But in the gravel, the tiniest touch, usually you could feather the gas pedal. In most cars, most tracks, most surfaces, you can feather the gas pedal. You have to go lighter, otherwise you'll get instability, in a true rally car. You go 100% on the gas on a corner, try to fishtail around, you're just going to go around, right? The rear end's just going to go out from under you. But if you feather it at, like say 40% or 50% or 30% of, pedal to the metal, you can make it work, but not with this car. Sometimes 10% is too much. Sometimes 1% is too much. You literally touch the gas at all, and you will lose the rear end instantly, and it'll go around fast. So you literally have to coast through numerous corners. Now, unfortunately, that's not the case for the AI. The AI does not have these instability problems, and the AI somehow can go 20%, 30% on the gas and never turn it around on those corners where you can't touch the gas at all. So there's a mismatch. The AI has a clear advantage. They aren't having the crashes that are so easy for you to have. So it is super tough in that cross cart to make it happen. And I have not seen any other YouTubers do the cross cart as of yet. I need to watch. I need to see. Now, here's the thing, too, is I'm playing Dirt Rally with literally zero assists. Everything is turned off. So I have complete realism turned on. Maximum difficulty set up for that game. It's the point of the channel, isn't it? To become the best of the best, to master a game. Well, I'm trying to master a game. The only way to do that is to have maximum realism. I'm not trying to master an arcade game. It's a true simulation game. Truer than any other racing game that I've ever played. It's truer to realism than F1 2018 is. And that's pretty realistic too. And there's a trend there, an intentional trend. I'm going for the realistic games that give you, that sense of reality. For instance, Pro Cycling Manager. There is, if you haven't seen it, there is an app now for, let me see, what is it called? Tour de France 2018 game. I don't think it's the same maker. It's not. There's no realism to that game whatsoever, and I barely touch it because of it. I like realism. Now, Pro Cycling Manager is far from real, but they try. They try really hard, and they've made a lot of progress on that over the last handful of years. So that's something that I strive for, is realism. Football Manager tries to give you a realistic simulation. Anyway, Dirt Rally 2.0 is a hard game, and I've struggled with it. Dirt Rally, I did a pretty bang-up job. I mean, my score was only 444, but I didn't get that far into the game. If Dirt Rally 2.0 hadn't come out, I would have continued on with Dirt Rally, and I would have continued to score points, and it would be probably in 4th place right now, well over 500 points by this point, probably closing in on 600. Dirt Rally is pretty realistic. It's a good simulation, but Dirt Rally 2.0 is a whole nother level, and it is a very challenging game that I've found so far, and I've been a little bit demoralized by how tough it is, but push on, strive on, get better. That's the goal, that's the objective, and I'm going to keep at it. So please continue to support it. I know that and some of the other games, I'm not the best at them, and I've got a long, long road ahead to reach the record. But I'm close on one game, Pro Cycling Manager, Pro Cyclist Mode. I think I'll hit 1,000 this season. So that could be my first mastered game. And that's a time I look forward to. I'll still have a lot of work to do, though, to eventually get there. But I see one in my future being achieved. I see Motorsport Manager down the road. I think I could hit 1,000 there. College basketball, I can get there. I'm on my way to the 4th division now. I did get promotion, 3rd place. So it's happening bit by bit, getting closer and closer. We've got 3 games over 500. So 3 games that are 70% or better mastered. I've got a bunch of games in the 400 range now. I'm getting closer and closer, but a lot of work still to do. So, hey, please keep supporting the channel. If you're still listening, kudos to you. 18 minutes into a weekly review special. I went into further detail this time, but I think at some point I just need to do that. I need to start breaking scores down for you a little bit more. This channel, this objective, this goal, it's for stat junkies. It really is. And maybe that's why my channel isn't as big as some of the other channels. Not just the way that the YouTube algorithm works and how long it takes to grow a channel from the ground up. Some people hit a spot of luck and their channels grow quick, and I haven't had a spot of luck in that way. So I just keep grinding, keep pushing. But the way the algorithm works, I'm technically right on average. I'm right on par. I'm right where a channel should be at this age, at this time. pushed out a lot of content to only have just over 200 subscribers, which, by the way, I broke 200 this week. That was awesome. Thank you, everyone. I keep grinding. I keep pushing. But just like the way the channel is growing, I'm growing as a gamer. It's hard to master 10 games. It truly is. You know, I watch clips of somebody like Flurry Worry on EU4 and how they can just bam, 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 and in 12 hours conquer the world. Like full world conquest in EU4. And I'm like, yeah, I've got a couple thousand hours in on that game. And boy, I can become the world's greatest power. But I can't conquer half of it in that time. I'll play certain modded versions. I recently played a Roman era one. And I took Rome with 2 provinces initially and conquered the entire world. But it took me 1,000 years to do. So, and it wasn't on hardcore. So it's still a challenge for me. It's a game that I play well, but I haven't mastered it. And as you can see here, it's number 2 on my all-time list, 757 points. That was Kilwa. That was a tiny little East African nation. And I managed to get 757 points, but I was far from world conquest, and I actually don't even think I was number 1 at the end of that game. I think I was about 2nd, 3rd most powerful nation, and struggled with some of the European counterparts. They made life difficult for me. But anyway, that's where we're at. We're growing. We're getting there. I'm back over 2,000 now. Dirt Rally, its season came to an end, but I scored 0 points. So I'm literally losing 0 points when I start next season, and that at least makes me happy. That's one encouraging thing. That score is going to continue to rise. I will start at 184 with this next season. So no reset, no backwards movement. Every score is going to stay the same or go up next week. Again, hey, second time. Kudos if you're still there. That's now 22 minutes that I've been yapping. So, thanks for tuning in. This has been the weekly review special. This is The Road to the Record. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Bye for now.